Hi, it's Sue with Travel Changes Life, and this is my end of August update about travel and the world of travel. Right now, we're going to talk about two things. We're going to talk about what to do if you're traveling this fall, and also we're going to talk about three trips that I really like for 2022 and 2023. Most of my travelers are looking for 2022 and 2023, but I do have some that are on the road now and are going to be on the road soon. So let's talk about that first. If you are traveling now, you will be rewarded by lower crowds in Europe and other places that you might go. If you're headed to Mexico, it might be more crowded than usual. But there are some things you need to think about as you're traveling so that things can go as smoothly as possible. And the first thing is, don't expect things to go smoothly. You're traveling in a very fluid environment where rules and regulations are changing literally daily. And so you're going to have to know that you're probably going to have a few little bumps or waits along the way. So be prepared for that. But here are the things that make you go as smoothly as possible on your trip if you're traveling now. The first is be prepared to meet the requirements for these particular things. Airlines, make sure you know what your airlines require. The tour company or the cruise line that you're working with, make sure you understand and can meet their requirements. The country or countries that you're entering, each one of them have different requirements. Some require testing, some just require a copy of your vaccination. Some require that you get your vaccination logged into their country system. France is one of those. And of course, the fourth thing, well, two other things. The fourth thing is that you will, if you're leaving the US, you will have to prove COVID negativity before you come back into the US. So be prepared to pay for and to get that kind of testing before you come back into the United States. Now, the other thing I want to alert you to is that you will be required to wear masks almost everywhere, especially outside the continental United States. And you will need to check and make sure what kind of masks are acceptable, because many airlines and tour companies and countries are going to a requirement that these not be the cloth mask, but that they be the actual white surgical mask. Some countries require that it actually be the N95 mask. Make sure you've got a good supply of the right type of mask for you, because you'll go through them and you don't want to be stuck with not being able to find them where you are going. So those are the things to think about if you are a near-term traveler. If you are traveling between now and the end of this year, those are the things you need to think about. Now let's talk about travel in 2022 and 2023, when goodness knows, let's hope that it's going to be an easier world. Of course, we said that a year ago, right? So who knows? But I think looking at what you might want to go do in 2022 and 2023 makes all kinds of sense for a couple of reasons. Number one, I can see already that the prices are rising. There are still some good deals, reasonable deals to be had, but those are going to go fast. And a lot of them, I have been getting notifications that I can book at lower rates, but only through the end of August, which is going to be here right before we know it. Prices for flights, I have seen them go up about 30%. Only in a few places have I seen them go down. That is rising sharply because of staffing concerns, staffing shortages, pent-up demand. There's higher costs for tour operators and so forth. So my suggestion is you need something to look forward to anyway. I know I do. I haven't traveled in a year and a half. So even if it sounds crazy, you might want to think about contacting me, and let's lock in your big trips now. And that locks in your pricing. You can pay their deposit, and then you won't, more than likely, you won't have to pay for any of the rest of the trip until 3 or 4 months out before the trip. So you might not have to pay for it for another year and a half. So, but what you will do is lock in the price. So here are a few solid deals that I see. And these prices here are only good until the end of August. Now, will they have other deals? Yes, they might. But in general, the cost is going to go up. If you live in Florida or even if you don't live in Florida, but you're looking for something to go over Thanksgiving of 2022. I'm not talking this year, I'm talking 2022. Right out of Tampa, you can grab an inexpensive Carnival cruise, and it will head off to the Western Caribbean. It's 5 days. It will be chill and relaxing. There's 2 days at sea, and then there's a day in Grand Cayman, and then there's a day in Cozumel. And even if you go for a top of the ship junior suite, it's not all that much money for 5 days at sea. It includes absolutely everything except maybe your shore excursions if you're going to want to get off the ship. So I think Bill and I are actually going to do this for Thanksgiving next year. It leaves the day before Thanksgiving and it comes back the Monday after Thanksgiving. If you are interested in that, it's on the Carnival Paradise. And if you're interested in that, let me know, because the pricing does go up August 31st. Now, if you want to venture out of the country in a different direction and head up over to Europe, then in November of 2023, we're talking November of 2023, over 2 years away. I know that sounds crazy, but now is the time to lock in those prices. There are 2 small ship cruises with Azamara in November of 2023 that I like, and I think it would be a great deal to do them back to back because they're just a week apiece. One of them, they're in the Med. One of them goes from Rome to Barcelona. And the other one goes, the follow-on cruise goes from Barcelona and ends in the Canary Islands. I think both of these are priced very nicely with a Veranda Plus stateroom. It starts at about $2,700 per person, and that's for 1 week, and then you can do a double. If you do a double, Azamara will throw you, I think, $400 or $500 of shore credit. Maybe I'd have to look. Don't quote me on that. But you could do 1 week, or you could do both weeks and spend 2 weeks in Europe and be seeing really good ports and really interesting places. And it wouldn't be crowded because it's November, but it wouldn't be that cold because of where the ship is going to be. So those are 2 that I like. Of course, there's plenty others, but I just think these are priced really well. A third option is if you like land tours. I always like to recommend Globus. I think that they have one trip in May to Switzerland, May of 22. That would be this coming May 22. That is priced pretty well and includes a lot of Switzerland. Now, Globus will take really good care of you. Their tours are really top-notch, and they really do have options for almost any country you want to visit. So if you have, if you want to go to Spain, or you want to go to Italy, or you want to go to England, or you want to go to Ireland instead, that's fine. We can talk about that. Actually, I wasn't planning to talk about this, but there is a really nice cruise. If you are a cruiser, but you want to go to Ireland in August of 2022, and again in August of 2023, it repeats. There is a great cruise on Azamara that goes all the way around Ireland, starts in Dublin, goes all the way around. You'll get to see a lot of the seaside towns of Ireland, and then it ends over in Southampton in England. So if you wanted to take a little bus and go into London for a couple of days, you could certainly do that. And Dublin's a fantastic city to start in. I would always recommend putting a couple of days on the front because you'll want to see Dublin. Now, I am always scanning the pricing and the features of trips, what the benefits are to you. And believe me, I will tell you to stay away from certain travel suppliers and certain dates of travel. I had somebody contact me the other day about wanting to go to Tahiti. There are some great trips to Tahiti on Paul Gauguin. I did a video on that. You can go to youtube.com/ Travel Changes Life, and you will see that there are lots and lots of videos, and I did one about going to Tahiti on Paul Gauguin, the South Pacific on Paul Gauguin. Anyway, they want back to my story. Sorry, I got distracted. They wanted to go in December for Christmas, and I alerted them to the fact that, wow, that sounded wonderful. That is the South Pacific's rainy season, so it's not going to be that much hotter, but it's going to be a lot muggier with daily rains, and that's not really what they consider their good season to travel. So you have to know those kind of things. So at any rate, if you want to reach me to talk about travel, you can email me at sue@travelchangeslife.com or text me at 941-720-1842. Be prepared to fill out a little form about who you are and what it is that you're wanting to do, and then we'll get planning for 2022 or 2023. Let's plan something because it gives you something to look forward to. And right now, I need something to look forward to. So this is Sue with Travel Changes Life. Hope that has answered questions for you. You can always contact me or message me here on Facebook. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.